The Spiderman NPC just got arrested. If you thought being a TikTok NPC was easy by acting brainless and making tons of money, well, you'd be wrong. Views are down, money is tight, and competition is heating up. But the craziest part is this TikToker is now fighting with a YouTuber. But there's more on that later. For those of you who don't know, this NPC TikToker made a killing last year, but a few months ago, there was signs that things were starting to go wrong. Remember when these streams were pulling in thousands of views? The TikTok NPC trend is starting to dry up, and Spider-Man is starting to lose his grip, or his mind, whichever one comes first. And it's not just him, it's everybody else in this niche struggling to keep up. You've got more competition, less attention, and a bunch of people who think they can walk into your territory and take over. Imagine that. You've built something up, but now everyone's coming for your throne. But it's more than just a numbers game. It's like being at the top of the food chain that's suddenly crumbling beneath you. Every day, there's a wannabe NPCer trying to carve out a piece of the pie. And Spider-Man's having a hard time keeping up. Especially on TikTok, viewers are fickle. One minute they love you, and the next, they've moved on to the next viral moment. I'm sure people have heard TikTok followers aren't as loyal as other followers on Instagram or even YouTube. But for someone who built their identity on staying in character and staying relevant on TikTok, this is challenging. Watching the audience drift away has to feel like the worst kind of betrayal. At this point, it's not just about losing money. It's losing the validation that you've built your whole act around. And as views go down, the pressure to do something, anything, goes up. But instead of pivoting, it seems he's doubled down, fighting battles that maybe aren't worth it. Take this one stream, for example.
I mean, a spider, what the f are you wearing that for, bro? Because Gwen's my favorite snow bunny. Thanks for the heart. I know I have a love for Gwen because she's my favorite snow bunny. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hearts, roses, roses, roses for Gwen. Bro, why you pushing me, bro? Why you pushing me?
Our guy is out here doing his thing, repeating lines like a broken record. When out of nowhere, another NPCer shows up. Now, usually you'd think, okay, just move a few feet away and keep going, right? But no. Spider-Man doesn't like it. And honestly, this other guy is a nuisance. Suddenly, you're watching the Weird's Worldest TikTok turf war unfold live. And it's not even over something serious. It's just two dudes dressed up in costumes yelling at each other. Spider-Man's flipping out, and it's starting to draw a crowd. The other guy's trying to play it cool, but the tension is real. It's like watching a weird mix of reality TV and some kind of weird kid show. You don't know why you're watching, but for some reason, you just can't look away. If we're being honest, it's kind of hilarious, but also kind of sad in its own way. This isn't how grown adults usually resolve conflicts. It's more like two kids fighting over who gets to be superhero on the playground. Spider-Man's ego is clearly bruised, and instead of letting it go, he's doubling down, pushing back in every way he can. You can see it in his face. He's not just fighting the other guy, he's fighting to keep his spot in the shrinking, weird corner of TikTok fame. You've got to ask yourself, at what point does this stop being about the content and start being about something else? Is he really that upset, or is he just putting on a show? Maybe it's both, but one thing is clear, he's not walking away without making a scene. But if you thought that was bad, wait till you hear about what happened at Home Depot. Picture this, Spider-Man walks in and decides to spice things up on his content. However, this spice is essentially climbing to the top shelf at Home Depot for reasons maybe only he understands. Maybe he thought it'd be a good framing, you know, more depth to the field of view on TikTok. Who knows? So he's up there doing his NPC thing, talking about roses, galaxies, maybe glizzies on occasion, completely ignoring people below him. However, it's not long before staff gets involved. You've got this employee who's clearly just trying to do their job, is trying to figure out how to get this guy down without knocking over half the store in the process. They're saying, please come down, sir. And at this point, this girl is not begging, but asking super nicely, hey, can you get down? And to which NPC Spider-Man responds with this famous line, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's wild. I mean, technically he's not wrong. He's doing his own thing, but just not right there, you know? You can feel the collective sense of frustration from the staff as they try to reason with someone who's clearly not interested in playing by the rules. They threaten to call the cops, but Spider-Man's still in character, acting like he's part of the show. Viewers are dropping comments, but it's hard not to wonder, has this gone maybe a little bit too far? He's risking fines, getting back from stores, and for what? A few extra likes? Maybe some fleeting internet clout. It's a bold strategy, but you've got to question whether it's really worth all the trouble. But if you thought that was a low point, we might have run to something maybe a little bit lower. Enter the YouTuber known for his commentary videos, Atozy. Now, he made a video documenting the rise and fall of this NPCer. He's an internet commentator. It's kind of what he does, But NPC Spider-Man saw this as an opportunity to comment on it, which he has every right to do. This is America, allegedly. However, it was during this live stream rant, you could tell NPC Spider-Man was really upset. I'm sure some people would argue, is Spider-Man doing this to kind of elongate the clout or fame that he could possibly get from this? Sure, you can make that argument, but it's this comment that Spider-Man makes that kind of rubs me the wrong way. He says, if we had to go toe-to-toe in a convenience store, who would get noticed first? Essentially trying to out-clout him in the most unclassy way possible. It's obvious that NPC Spider-Man here is hurting. One of my favorite quotes is, "Hurt people hurt people." Think about that. And imagine how frustrating it is. Something that used to work a year ago, you're doing the exact same thing, even better now because you have more experience, but it's not working. You're not getting the same result. Imagine how frustrating that is. Now, ironically, this YouTuber Atozy kind of gave him some good advice about considering adapting or possibly switching things up, which ironically, Spider-Man did when he filmed this stream, different revenue source for his content. But honestly, in the end, I don't think Spider-Man really grasped the true wisdom. Although it was in the form of an insult, perhaps. I don't think he totally got it. One of the smartest people that I know in my life said, even when someone insults you, there's usually a little bit of truth into what they're saying. So ignore all the bad stuff. Take it as feedback, if you will. Make the adjustment and move on. Maybe it's more of a mindset thing, but who knows? But the real peak of this wild ride comes when Spider-Man gets arrested on stream. Yes, you heard that right. That's the ultimate what not to do moment for any content creator. Or, well, depending on the creator, let's be honest. So imagine this. So Spider-Man, he's out there doing his NPC shtick when a couple officers roll up and tell him he's trespassing. Now, this has happened before on his stream, and if anything, it maybe builds to the tension to the TikTok video. So there's kind of this weird play going back and forth. Chat's going crazy. Some viewers are telling him to back down. Some of the viewers are egging him on. It's kind of like watching a train wreck in slow motion, if we're being honest. You can see it coming, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. Now, if you were NPC Spider-Man in this situation, would you continue to stay there in hopes to make a little bit more money? Or would you count the cost financially, don't want to take the L on your criminal record, and decide to back down? Let me know in the comments below. But unfortunately for NPC Spider-Man, he decided to push things a little bit further. Either way, he ends up on the ground, still in costume. Someone gets it on video, and the internet goes crazy. Some people are supporters, but most of them are just here for the drama. Now, as he's carried off, you can't help but think, this has to be rock bottom. But here on The Science of Winning, we believe in improvement. So is this truly rock bottom, or is this just the end of a chapter? There can be a fine line between dedication and delusion, but I think NPC Spider-Man really has a chance to redeem himself here. But if you thought that transformation was crazy, going from NPCer, hero Spider-Man to villain that gets arrested, consider watching this transformation where Nick Cavo Avocado loses a ridiculous amount of weight. Watch the full story right here. I'll see you there.